Yes, hello guys, welcome back from Monday Racing League. Yes, it's Monday evening. It's Monday Racing League time, and today we are heading over to round number 15. It's a sprint race in Portimao, Portugal, and next week for round number 16, the last one of season 8 for Austin, Texas. But let's see today's race. We maybe have a new champion today. Let's see. Now let's go to the track figures. As it's a sprint race, it's 11 laps in the sprint, 33 in the main race, so total of 44. Total corners are 15, 9 to the right, 6 to the left, track length of 4.6 kilometers, total race distance 204.7 kilometers, and the current MRL track record from Spaghetti out of season 6 is a 1:17.764. Now let's have a quick look to the driver standings. As I said before, maybe Berra is today achieving the driver championship title in season 8. Ahead of Solti with 188 points, 51 points behind Berra. On P3 we have Fioyo, P4 Aroble, P5 Spaghetti in the Ferrari, P6 Smith, the two-time champion, P7 Tomasito, P8 Bergeret, P9 Wolfring, P10 Navaf, the teammate of Berra. And now let's go and have a look to the team standings. Yeah, we have McLaren with 332 points, 10 points ahead of Red Bull. On P3 we have Haas, P4 Ferrari, P5 Aston Martin, P6 Williams, P7 V-Carb Racing Bulls, P8 we have Alpine, 9 Mercedes, and P10 Kick Sauber. Let's go now for some exciting stuff. Let's go for qualifying here in Portimao. We haven't missed a lot in the qualifying, we just missed the invalidation of Picard's first hot lap attempt, but now Picard is on the in lap of his hot lap. Now let's go to the first one. Who is going on to a hot lap? Hopefully a valid lap time. It's Frank Tank in the Alpine. Hey Psy Nelson, welcome back. Thank you for joining us well here for round number 15. Went a little bit wide there. So let's see the first time on the board, a 1:18.1315 Frank Tank. Next one is Osman said that invalidated his attempt, and then we're gonna go for it's Picard who invalidated his last attempt here. Yeah, let's keep fingers crossed that the game is not crashing. Well, the chances are big. We have a sprint race, so yeah, 11 laps in the sprint and 33 in the main race. What is Picard achieving? A 1:17.909. Currently P1. Let's go to Yo-Yo. Jumps up to P3 with a 1:23.8. I see Tomasito is pretty quick today. Yeah, everybody has the same problem. And Tomasita goes for provisional pole 1:17.585. Purple sector 1 and purple sector 3. Yeah, many streamers are blaming about the issues the game has. I hopefully fixed today the sim hub issues. Did some updates on the dashboard and now, until now it's working properly. We have 2 green sectors from Myth. Goes to P4, 1:18.508. Using a little bit of sliding skills. Not easy to control the car if it's yeah, sliding around here in F124. Let's have a look to Barra's first attempt here. As you know, Barra can be today the new driver champion. Purple sector 1. As you can see in the graphic, there is a big chance for Barrow to end today's race with the driver championship title, but let's see what happened in the sprint and main race here. If Barra is DNFing, then we're gonna have a final round next week in Austin, Texas to gamble for the driver championship title as well for the team championship title. And Barra goes of course to P1, currently 1:16.169. That's 1.4 seconds faster. 1.4 seconds. What a pace this man has. Yeah, 1.4 seconds, crazy. Well, by the way guys, we have implemented some stuff regarding donations to our league. If you want to give us a little tip or something to keep the league running, up and running, and to put in some prize money for the drivers, then just donate. You will find the donation button under the About section in the Twitch channel, or I think below the stream now. So Salt is just starting his hot lap here in Portimao. Let's go on board. That was a nice one. Well, it depends how many donations we get. Finally, it's not for this season, not for season 8, it's for season 9, so the next season. just collect a little bit money and yeah, then finally maybe we buy some cool merchandise stuff or medals or whatever for the top driver. And of course the driver championship title in the team section. Because there are always 2 drivers needed to win the team championship here in the Monday Racing League and everywhere else. And yeah, looked like Soti went for a slow first hot lap and now pushing. His last lap was 3.1 seconds slower than the one from Vera. Ah, little slide from Salty here. But he's now 1.4 seconds ahead of his first time. Gonna be a big jump for him. Sadly only 10 drivers here, and it looks like the winner of the sprint qualifying is Berra. Salty going on to the finish line. Sits on P4 currently. Next one to cross the line is Picard. He improved on 2 sectors, so he will jump up a little bit the grid. Now he stays on P6, on P10 we're gonna have Spaghetti, who haven't drove any valid time here in the sprint qualifying. Where is he ending up? He goes to P4. Then we're gonna have Wolfrin, jumps up to P6. Then we have Frank Tank in the final corners. Not finishing his lap time, but Tomasito, but he just invalidated in the last corner there. That's why he's going directly into pit. So that's the sprint qualifying result. We have again Berra with 8 tenths gap between him on P1 and Tomasito on P2. Then Frank Tank, Spaghetti on P4, Salty 5 mid, P6 Picard and 7 Wolfrin 8. Then we have Yo-Yo on P9 and Osman Sedat on P10. I just quickly need to do something. This makes it a little bit silent maybe, but let's go back to the game. So we're back here. Again, the result. A massive 0.756 second gap between Berra and Tomasito on P1 and P2. Then Frank Tank on P3, Spaghetti 4, Salty 5, Myth on P6, Picard on 7, Wolfrin 8, Yo-Yo on 9, and Osman Sedat on P10. Sai Nelson, thank you very much for the donation. Nice to have you on board here as viewer. Good man, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's cool. So now we are waiting for the players for the sprint race. I just saw a message in the Discord chat regarding bro Barra is cheating because he's so fast. Of course he's not cheating. Well, let's go for the formation lap, but quickly check out the tires, etc, etc. Let's have a look. I think more or less the whole grid is going for medium tires, yes. Everybody on mediums except Frank Tank in the Alpine and Osman Sedat in the McLaren, come on, in the Mercedes. Well, gonna be a very long stream today. If I'm already yet searching for words, but anyway, I will survive it. Here you see some points. Who needs to gain how many points to be team champion here in season 8? I think the battle is between McLaren and Red Bull. Haas and Ferrari is a little bit far behind of these two teams. A little bit too far, but now let's focus on the start for the sprint race. By the way, pretty nice achievement from Frank Tank to be on P3. And of course Spaghetti with only one run to P4. In this case, let's go to the start from Frank Tank. Four lights, 5 lights. And out the way we go. Let's start the sprint race here in Portimao. A little bit of traction missing from Tomasito's side. That's why Frank Tank already overtook Tomasito. A little bit of wheel banging there between these two drivers, between the Alpine and the V-Carb of Tomasito and Frank Tank. And in the back we see Spaghetti remains on P4, then Salty remains as well on P5, P6 as at the start for Myth. Picard remains on P7. Wolfring lost 2 positions, Yo-Yo and Osman Sedat gained 1. I'm not sure if Wolfrin has some damage there, as again the dashboard is not working, so I can't give you any figures, but let's keep fingers crossed that there is maybe a safety car and Wolfrin can fight back to the tail of this group here. So Myth has overtook Salty and is going for the hunt now onto Berra. In front it stays more or less the same. Berra ahead of Frank Tank, a half a second, then behind Frank Tank. Also more or less a half a second we have Tomasito. Smith has already a 1.3 seconds gap between him and Tomasito. But both McLaren drivers overtook Spaghetti. Spaghetti now figuring on position 6. Berra goes for the fastest lap of 1:18.6. Frank Tank came pretty close at the end of the main straight, with the help of DRS of course. Maybe also using a little bit of battery. Again, beautiful views here in beautiful Portimao. Let's sit into the car of Frank Tank, so then we see him approaching. Berra now the fastest lap of 1:18.531 from Tomasito. Wow, nearly lost his rear wing here, not rear wing, rear of the car here. Rear wing. Again, fighting a little bit for traction here. But these three drivers are doing pretty good here. We know Frank Tank has soft tires. Everybody else in the top group has medium rubber. So Frank Tank need to pay a little bit more attention to his tires, cause we are in lap 5 soon, in lap 5 out of 11, and yeah, his tires getting worse and worse the longer the race goes. But the gap between these three drivers and P4 Myth remains more or less the same, 2.3 seconds. Now Berra is a little bit escaping from Frank Tank, and maybe now gonna see an overtake attempt from Tomasito. Yes, Tomasito is overtaking now Frank Tank on the main straight and is going for a hunt now for Berra for P1 here in the sprint race. Also in the back, it's pretty close driving between these group of drivers here. We have Myth leading this pack on P4. On P5, it's his teammate Salty fighting for the driver championship here in Season 8. Side by side between Spaghetti in the Ferrari and Salty in the McLaren. With the better end at the moment for Salty. Remains on position 5. And the best view has for sure Picard. To see everything in front, the fights of these 3 drivers here. Or at least 2 drivers between Salty and Spaghetti. And also Tomasito lost a little bit the momentum, now 1.1 second behind Berra. And Frank Tank still on P3, doing good out there. Tomasito 1:18.423. Currently the fastest one. A beautiful racing here in this group. Just nice to watch. So a quick look again to the tires. Osman set up on the soft tires. Frank Tank on the soft, as we know. The rest on mediums. Can be nice to see the strategy for the main race. I think many will start on the mediums. The other half for sure on to hard tires. Because on this track it's very easy to lose the car. Losing the control of the car and then spinning around. And we're gonna have a 3-second time penalty for Myth. This will hurt him massively cause he's spoiled back with this 3 seconds time penalty back to position 7. Unless he's pushing now as hell in the last 3 laps of the sprint race. Yeah, and a 2 wide between the Ferrari and the McLaren there. Now Spaghetti on the inside, but Salty kept the position again. Frank Tank went wide there and Myth just overtook him. Now we have a wheel banging between the Ferrari and Salty, and now Salty ending up on P6 at dive from Spaghetti, fighting with the 2 cars there, the 2 Alpine cars, Picard and Frank Tank. There's a little bit of contact made there, but I don't think that it's too serious. Never leave a door open for Spaghetti. So they're trying to attack now Frank Tank. Looks like Frank Tank is really fighting with his tires, his soft rubber tires. There's not much left on these tires, for sure. Let's go back to Myth. Currently sitting on P3, but 3 seconds will be added to his time. We're gonna have yellow flags in sector 3. That was Yo-Yo. Looks like he spun. Now we're in the final lap of the sprint race. And Pera is flying. Still flying. He did have his takeoff at the start of the sprint race. And is still ahead, 1.2 seconds ahead of Tomasito. Going for another win here in the Monday Racing League. I think it's a sprint race win for Pera here in Portimao. But still there are some corners left and he can spin and then, yeah, losing out some positions. But he's a pretty good driver and don't risk too much at the end of the sprint race. So we have it, again a win. Yes, it is again a win for Pera. This time out a sprint race win for him, Tomasito. Ending up on P2, then we're gonna have Spaghetti on P3, Picard on 4, Salty on 5, Myth ending up on P7, but I forgot Frank Tank on P6, Yo-Yo ending up on P8, Osman Sedat on 9 and Wolfin on P10. Again, the results: Pera P1, Tomasito 2, Spaghetti P3. Then we have Picard on P4, Salty on 5, Frank Tank 6, Myth on P7, Yo-Yo on 8, Osman Sedat 9, and Wolfrin on P10. Now let's go for the qualifying. Quickly close. Oh, don't close. Looks like it's working. Dashboard again. Only in the sprint race it didn't work. I don't know why, but anyway, now it's working. Hopefully in the main race it's working again. But we will see. Do we need telemetry? No telemetry. This one. And then I just enable. Telemetry and damage data from the dashboard. I just read a message in the Discord and Frank Tank wrote the tires were cooked at the end. Of course, the red rubber soft tires in the heat here of Portimao. Nobody's going out. Well, the first one now. We have Wolfrin out on track. In this case, let's sit into the car, into the Williams from Wolfrin. Now it counts for the Hungarian driver down here the main street. Towards turn 1 here, very easy to invalidate on the left side to go wide there. Turn 3, very narrow one. There was some nice racing. Close battling between you in the Ferrari and McLaren guys. Well, Spaghetti, if you can write something into the chat, that's also for you. You know we have a donation button down at the stream. You just need to have a PayPal account. Just send in some money, please. And what's the first time on the board? 1:18.664 from Wolfrin. Let's go to Aussie. It's not an Australian, he's a guy from Mauritius. But I heard that we can tell him Aussie, the Cosman. So yeah. And Aussie goes to the top of 1:18.649 for him, for the Mercedes driver. Picard on a hot lap, but you see the red map, it's invalidated. Again invalidated his first attempt. Now let's go to Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo went for green sector 1 and purple sector 2. Of course it's green because it's his first lap. Is Yo-Yo going for provisional pole, yes or no? In some milliseconds we have it, a 1:18.027 on the medium tires for Yo-Yo. We're gonna have Wolfrin went for another run, a 1:17.889 for him, and Frank Tank went for a 1:18.263. But we see also red map, so he invalidated his run. Anybody else on a hot lap? Picard currently sitting on P7 without the time on the board. Let's have a look to the weather forecast. Yeah, it stays more or less good, cool, nice, a little bit cloudy here. But Picard goes in the meantime to the front of 1:17.336 for the Alpine driver. Yo-Yo jumps up to P2, a 1:17.817 for him. We're gonna have Frank Tank, not sure if he is on a hot lap, not yet. 2 yellow sectors. Now maybe he's going for another one, another attempt. Yay! Donation button works. Thank you, Spaghetti. You are in the FIA. So you pay your own salary, right? Thank you, Andreas. But now you need to do a valid hot lap here. Hurry up. Well, till 10 minutes ago. Still 10 minutes and we have an invalidation from Frank Tank. But now let's go to maybe the serious stuff for the pole position. Tonight here in the Portimao. Portugal sprint, not sprint in the main race. Maybe Tomasito can come a little bit closer to Berra. Because as we know, Berra invalidated his first attempt. You're in the toilet and doing some shopping. That's a nice one. But no details. Two green sectors for Tomasito and the third one has been as well green. So he jumps up to P2, a 1:17.629 for him. Looks like Picard did a pretty nice time with a 1:17.336 there. Currently on P1. So let's go to Yo-Yo. Purple sector 1, green sector 2 and purple sector 3, that's resulting in a 1:17.216 currently provisional pole. Also Ozzy is improving a half a second, close to 0.6 seconds faster than his first attempt. Well, Bernie should spend a little bit more than we spent. I would appreciate 50,000 pounds or euros from Bernie. Why not? So in this case, Osman Zeta jumps up to P5 ahead of Frank Tank in the Alpine. Let's have a look to the two-time champion Myth. A red map, but still on his outlap. Now it counts. A beautiful exit at that turn down to the start finish line. And now the clock is ticking in sector 1 down the long main straight. Down to turn 1, no invalidation so far here. It's very tricky, as I said before. Turn 3, easy to spin here. Also here it's very easy to lose the car. But everything nice and tidy from the Italian driver. Down to this corner, which gives many troubles to other drivers, but not for him, it looks like. Also here it's easy to spin, especially at the exit. If you go too early on the throttle, it will give you wheel spin and the lap is done. But so far all good. We had a purple sector 1, 21.6 for Myth and a 29.456 in sector 2. That's also a purple lap time there. Well, purple sector time I should say. Now he counts the last sector. Beautiful. It looked beautiful. Nothing to claim. Might be purple sector 3. So pole time. Yes, it's pole time. I won 16.421. Wow. Very, very nice lap time from Myth. 8 tenths faster than Yo-Yo on P2. But as you know, the other drivers are still driving. Let's see the sprint race pole sitter, sprint qualifying pole sitter, Vera. He's 3 tenths slower than Myth in sector 1. But faster in sector 2, purple for him. So now the last sector counts. We still have 5 minutes left in the qualifying, 5.5 minutes left. It's gonna be a big battle between Myth, Yo-Yo. Berra jumps up to P1, a 1:16.308. Currently the fastest one. Also Tomasito can achieve pole position. As well the other drivers, of course. We didn't saw any lap time from Spaghetti so far. He's on an outlap. After the toilet he went for an outlap. So of course he has an empty tank. And Berra invalidated on this occasion, but that's the in-lap of his side. Let's go to Spaghetti in the Ferrari. 0.18 seconds lower than Berra's pole time. Very careful on throttle here. Nicely done by Spaghetti. Also here no troubles. 0.6 seconds behind the pole time currently. If he can keep up the pace until the finish line, then he jumps up to P2. No, P3. 1:16.707 for Spaghetti. 3 minutes 15 left in the quali, and Salty need to go for a hot lap. Now Solti starts with close to 2 minutes left on the clock. So if he's doing an invalidation on this run, he can go for another run. That's his plan. They went a little bit late onto the throttle. .9, 1.2 seconds slower than Berra in Sector 1. We see Spaghetti on P3 already retired as well, Wolfrin on P6. And that's his plan. He haven't used any battery in this, now going for a fast run, for a fast lap. So currently 119.997. Let's quickly go to the last lap from Tomasito here in the qualifying. Maybe there's some time left, but his battery is close to the end. It's 15% left in his battery. Is he jumping up the order? Yes, 2 green sectors. Yes, he jumps up to P4 currently. We're gonna have the next one on the list, Frank Tank. Not going for another run, so he finished his duties. Now let's see. Is Salt improving massively, yes or no? In the final turns. Frank Tank also retiring, but Salt is going to the finish line. Jumps up to P6. Anybody else driving? Yes or no? We still have Berra. Is he improving? Yes, he improved in Sector 1. Sector 2 a little bit slower. 1.4 second, 0.14 seconds slower in Sector 2. And he's finishing his lap a 1:16.100. That's for surely poor, cause Yo-Yo invalidated his run. There's one man on the track, it's Tomasito, but 2 yellow sectors. So nobody on a run. We have the qualifying result for the main race. It's Berra. Again, a pole position for this Swedish driver. He's fighting for the driver championship as well, for the team championship title in season 8. Berra on P1 with the 2-time champion, driver champion and 2-time team champion with on P2. And we have the last season champion Spaghetti on P3. Tomasito joined the league new here in season 8 and he already won a race, and he's figuring here in the Portimao race on P4. Yo-Yo on P5, a driver who has more than 110 races here in the Monday Racing League. Well, to be exact, he has 111 appearances in the Monday Racing League. Then we have Salty, currently sitting on P2 in the driver championship title. In the grid here on P6. Then we have Picard on P7 in the Alpine, Wolfrin on P8. Then we have Osman Sedat on P9 and Frank Tank figuring on position 10 with medium tires. So we go straight into the race, no 5-minute break. I just wrote that one. And again, let's keep fingers crossed. Is the dashboard working? Yes, it's working so far. We have rain. We are singing in the rain or crying in the rain. Let's see what happened. But I'm praying a little bit that we have some dry track at the end of the race. It's just a little bit more fun for the drivers. And I think as well for us to watch. Because watching races on the rain, yeah, in the game here, not always nice to watch. But let's go for the formation lap. So we do have intermediate tires for everybody. Yeah, me too. Sunshine is just nicer to watch. Just quickly check the forecast. Stays more or less light rainy. 62% after 15 minutes, so maybe at the end of the race we're gonna have a dry track. We have 72% of rain, 72, 69 and 62% in 15 minutes, so yeah, keep fingers crossed. Let's go for the start from the beautiful Ferrari in red. Now we got it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flights. Out the way we go, let's go racing here in Portimao. Beautiful launch from Berra as well from Myth, but the best launch it looks like has Spaghetti. And in the back we saw some struggles or yeah, touches maybe between Salty, Yo-Yo and Tomasito. Tomasito currently driving on P5, then the Rain Champion or Rain Master Yo-Yo currently on P6. Already big fights are going on here for position 5 between Yo-Yo and Tomasito. In front, it's more or less, yeah, civilized. Have a quick look to the changes. Starting position to current race position. We have Spaghetti gained 1 position, Salty gained 2 positions, Smith lost 1, Tomasito lost 2, and Frank Tank already gained 3 positions. We're gonna have everybody on intermediate tires as we saw before, and as you saw, the dashboard isn't working again, so I just disable and we can't check the weather anymore. But yep, that's how it is. Now let's go for the stuff we see here on screen. Yo-Yo already on P4. In the back we saw the 2 Alpine drivers are fighting for position against each other. Give space, guys. Yay. Was a tricky slide from Frank Tank, and we saw... No, we didn't saw. I thought Frank Tank is is sliding around to the right side of the track, but he's still ahead of Picard. And Berra driving his laps in front of Spaghetti. 1.1 second gap, 1:29.026 by Yo-Yo is currently the fastest time on the board. We are in lap number 3. Spaghetti came a little bit closer to Berra. Maybe has a little bit less wings than Berra in front. Hoping that the track is drying out. And Tomasito and Zolti are fighting for position 5. And in the back of Zolti we see already Frank Tank approaching, 0.2 seconds behind him, 0.3 now. Close driving here. Let's quickly sit into the cockpit. Very careful on throttle here. A 128.8, 128.7 by Yo-Yo. In front we see Myth on P2 and Spaghetti on P3. So Myth managed to overtake Spaghetti. Yay. 3 seconds time penalty. You saw he just left a little bit the track. That's his 4th warning. That's why he receives the 3-second time penalty. So the first man with a time penalty is Frank Tank. And we missed that something happened in front. Myth now leading the Grand Prix goes for 1:28.0 fastest lap. And let's quickly have a look to Berra. What happened to him? Do we see some damage at his car? No. From the outside it looks still okay. Just behind Berra we have Yo-Yo. Let's see if somebody is doing a team game or just maybe a little bit block Berra so that Salty can fight with him. There's a huge gap between Tomasito and Salty. Between P5 and P6, 4.7 seconds the gap. I don't know if you see it, for me it looks like the rain is much lighter than at the beginning. But there's still a lot of spray. But it's a long race, we just started lap 6 of 33. And the gap between Tomasito and Salty is increasing to 4.5 seconds already. And Berra now chasing or hunting Spaghetti a little bit. Giving some stress bubbles to his head. Going a little bit wider, Spaghetti there, maybe having a better exit, but no chance, it looks like no chance, and Berra goes for 1:27.8. With the help of slipstream and some battery deployment, he overtakes Spaghetti now on P2 again. Frank Tank already with 6-second time penalty. I just quickly need to restart something. And we're right back, Myth fighting with Berra. Copy 1. With the better end currently still for Myth. Pushing Berra a little bit wide, but the inside of the next corner has Berra. I'm sure Myth can carry on, maybe a little bit more speed than Berra. Now just overtaking him again. Tomasito 1:27.740 fastest lap for him. And as I said, Myth overtook Berra again at the end of the main straight. Pretty close driving from the top 3 drivers in this race. I'm not sure if it will stop raining. But we still hope. And Myth with the fastest lap, but get overtaken by Berra. As you know, the slipstream is massive here in the F1 24 game. Yeah, and Franklin gets another 3-second time penalty. Currently racing with 9 seconds time penalty. It looks like the cars are getting faster and faster and faster. Always see purple sectors on the map. Now the fastest of 126.326 by Berra. This time Myth stays behind Berra. Still some raindrops, but not many. Here the track is still very slippery. And the racing line, it gets drier and drier. Yeah. But at some places, some corners, especially here, if you go too wide, then you're in the wet section. But here it looks more or less dry. Also the left side here on the main straight. Tokyo Drift. Let's have a look to Yo-Yo on P5. He's driving just behind Spaghetti. Lap number 12 of 33. Another 3 seconds for Frank Tank. 12 seconds already on his board. And in front it stays more or less always the same. Myth or Barrow leading at the end of the long straight. Start-finish straight. Then driving around. Then they swap the position again with the help of Slipstream. Already a 3.8 seconds gap between Berra and Tomasito on P3. Then it's pretty close between the next drivers on P3. Tomasito, as I said before. Then we have Spaghetti in the Ferrari on P4. Tomasito on 3. Yo-Yo on 5. Then it's again a bigger gap of 10 seconds to Salty. Right behind him Frank Tank is driving, but with a 12 seconds time penalty. Yeah, now it looks like it stopped raining. Yes, it's not raining anymore. We're gonna have a 1:26.284 from Myth. Looks like more or less dry conditions. Tomasetto went wide there. Did you saw Yo-Yo in the background? Sliding around? And now we're gonna have a 3 seconds for Yo-Yo. It's more or less a roller coaster, this track. Up and down, left, right. Hanging turns. Or banked turns. Everything on this beautiful track here in Portimao. Let's have a look if one of the top drivers are going in to change his tires. No, Myth stays out. Going to the wet section of the track to cool his tires. Berra stays behind. Nobody is going into pit for time being. We're in lap 14. 3 seconds now also for Ozzy. Ozzy gets a speeding in pit lane penalty. Myth went wide there and Berra overtook him. Osman said at retiring. These two drivers stay out. What's with Yo-Yo? Yo-Yo is going in, I think, for medium tires. Is it worth a gamble? Is he surviving? If yes, then he will have a crazy pace compared to the other drivers on the intermediates. No, he's going for the hard tires. Let's say on his car. Is somebody else driving already on Yes, Frank Tank went on to hard tires as well. Yeah, looks like it's still too early for the hard tires. It's like driving on ice. For time being. Maybe he went too early. What is Frank Tank doing? Also sliding around. But he's keeping his car more or less on track. Let's go back to Yo-Yo. Maybe it's better if the tires are a little bit warmer. Yeah. Still maybe one lap too early. But he managed to save it. What happened to Wolfring? Did he disqualified from the session? And Frank Tank is collecting 3-second time penalties, driving with 18 seconds time penalty. There is not much to say currently. We're just waiting for the top drivers to go in onto the dry tires. We saw Yo-Yo went for the hard tires. Myth stays out cooling his intermediate tires. Already 19 laps old. Or 18 better said. And if you check the gap between Picard driving on old intermediates and Yo-Yo driving on hard tires, it stays more or less stable now, 28.4 seconds, 28.5 seconds gap. Yeah, it's still, I think, one more lap, then the drivers can come in and make advantage of changing to the dry tires. What happened, Wolfrin? Didn't they did an update today, a patch? I don't know what exactly is in the patch, but might be not much. And Pera and Myth are going again for another intermediate lap. Also Tomasito behind and Spaghetti. Let's quickly go to them. We have a little bit another view than McLaren and Red Bull. Yeah, it looks pretty dry, the dry line there. But we just saw before Yo-Yo driving on the hard tires. It's still very slippery out there. Yeah, we do know this game isn't the best one. Maybe the programmers can save it. Bringing a suitable patch, a 1:26.091 fastest lap currently for Berra. Well, in a half a year we get a new game and pay again 80 euros. But let's see. So Spaghetti and Tomasito already lapped Frank Tank, I think. If you check now the timings from Yo-Yo compared to Picard, Yo-Yo is now chasing. So if the drivers are going in now, I'm thinking that's the best strategy. No. Playing little boys game, Spaghetti against Tomasito. Let's go quickly to Tomasito. Is he going for medium tires? No, he's going for soft tires. For 12 laps, okay. Why not risk it? Of course the red tires have a little bit more grip, but you see, you just saw it now. It's still too wet. Too wet for the dry tires. Sliding around like hell. Now Tomasito gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cuttings. We're going off track. Every time he presses the throttle, he's sliding around. And one of the McLaren went in. It's salty. He's going for the safer choice, took the medium tires. Let's see if he is sliding the same way as Tomasito did. Also fighting for traction. Looks like it's still too early, but the track is dry. Why the dry tires don't work? It's still like driving on ice. Went right there, but stayed on the white line, I think. Yay. Now the tires have temperature in it, you see it here in Tomasito's car. Not sliding too much. Now the tires are responding, it's time for dry tires. Let's see if Berra or Myth are coming in. Berra stays out, what about Myth? Stays out as well. What about Spaghetti? Is he going in? No, he stays out too. We just see Tomasito is closing a little bit the gap, but not too fast. He went for a purple sector too. But he lost a big amount of time with the first 2 laps on the more or less dry, but still wet track. That's the fastest lap for Tomasito, 1:24.993. Now it's surely time to go for the dry tires. Also Tomasito is having a very good traction now. So we're sure. Yo-Yo driving in the middle of Berra. Now Berra is going for pit to change his tires. Surely also Myth, yes, he went in as well. No time penalty neither for Berra and Myth. Berra went for soft tires as well. Myth, I think. No, Myth went for medium tires. There are 8 laps to go. Let's see what's the better choice. And are the drivers Myth and Berra able to keep the car on track? Well, the track is... yeah, it looks now pretty dry. A 1:24.2. Wow. Tomasito racing now to chase down Spaghetti. I think now everybody is on the dry tires. We have 3 soft rubbered runners out there, Berra, Spaghetti and Tomasito. 3 on medium tires, that's Myth Salty and Picard and 2 on hard tires. That's Yo-Yo and Frank Tank. And if the tires of Berra are into the correct window or right window, then he's driving away a little bit from Myth, but Myth will close up the gap later on. Again, 2 seconds faster, 1:22.886 by Tomasito. So he's driving 2 seconds faster each lap. Quickly check the track record, 1:17.764. 1:17.7. Done in Season 6 by Spaghetti. Alberta 1:21.613. Somebody else like to respond to that time? There's still some air open on top of that. Hopefully next week in the United States, in Texas, Austin, we have a full grid, or more or less a full grid. Would be nice to have a crowded lobby at the end of Season 8. And if it stays like this, then we have a new champion. At the end of the race, as you know, Berra scored 8 points in the sprint race, Salty only 4 points. That's currently a gap of 55 points without the points they have here. And yeah, as you see, he needs to score 19 points, I think, to be the driver champion of Season 8. Now he goes for the fastest lap again. The fastest lap for Berra. We're in lap 28 now. Spaghetti responding by a 1:20.295. So we don't have any close gaps currently. We just stay on the car of Berra. Maybe we sit a little bit into the cockpit to see how he's driving. .9, the fastest lap from Berra. Well, to give you some insight, it's much closer in the team standings as it stands at the moment. McLaren is going out with 15 points gap against Red Bull as leading team into the last round next week in Texas, Austin. This time out, no fastest lap for Berra. Let's have a look to the V-carb of Tomasito. What was that? A 119.722 by Spaghetti. A little bit of glitchy game. But the 119 is 2 seconds slower than the track record from Spaghetti out of season 6. That was a scary moment. I didn't saw correctly which car it was. Now better 119.108. Is Smith responding? Not so far, but is Spaghetti responding? A 118.886 for Spaghetti. So these two are fighting for the extra point for the fastest lap in the race. Currently the point goes to the Ferrari driver Spaghetti, driving on position 3. But he's fighting with his car. I think the tires are a little bit hot. Hotter than he wanted. Also here sliding around. Let's have a look to Berra. Is he responding again? Well, he has 71% left in the battery. Not the fastest lap for this time. So 2 laps to go. Then Berra is the new driver champion in the Monday Racing League. I just saw he used a little bit of battery here, sliding around into the corner. Was it tactics, yes or no? Or maybe we do have a battle here between Picard and Salty for the fastest lap. Not the fastest lap, for the last lap. We have the fastest lap. What I say, no. We have the fastest lap. Point goes to Picard. Currently a 118.872 for him. Driving on the medium tires. Is Berra or Spaghetti or Myth able to respond, or somebody else? And Spaghetti gets a 3-second time penalty. That doesn't hurt him on position 3. But the gap increased here. Salty went for the fastest lap, a 1:18.138. Is it the last lap or the fastest lap? Yes or no? But guys, we do have a new champion. Berra winning the Grand Prix here in Portimao, Portugal. He's the new driver champion from season 8. Congratulations to Berra. A Swedish driver. Amazing pace he had through the whole season. Then we have on P2 the 2-time champion Myth, and on P3 we have the reigning champion Spaghetti driving for Ferrari this season. Let's see what's happening in season 9. Then we have on P4 Tomasito. P5 Salt is still driving. Is he attacking the fastest lap? Yes or no? Again, a special point for him. Is he managing to have the fastest lap point? I don't know. Then we have Picard on P6 and last man driving Yo-Yo. Jumped up to P6 finally because of penalty points of the driver ahead. Yeah, the driver of the day. Red Bull, Salty? Nah, it's McLaren and Salty. They didn't fix that one. Yeah, it's Codemasters, so we do have a new champion. Driver champion. Let's do something special today. I just hop into the meeting point lobby and do the interview there. Hopefully not everybody is talking too much then, and let the champion talk. So we have the fastest lap point goes to Myth with a 1:18.118. Let's quickly do the incidents. This one here, so I count Myth with 21 points. So we have a gap of 16 points in the team championship. But now let's go for the interviews. Dun, 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 dun. Just press the button where I need to press. I press here. Then we're gonna see. Maybe it's working, maybe not. I need to change the headphones. Microphone is working. Perfect. Now let's see. What is happening on the Discord channel?
Yeah, it's fucking 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock, and you're champion of season 8.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Why embarrassing?
Embarrassing.
Come on. I just thought I'd do the interview here in the meeting point. Yeah, you guys are very excited, as I see.
We can do a podcast podium.
Yeah.
Yeah, all three at the same time.
All three at the same time. Okay, Spaghetti.
Bear is a fucking... No, I'm joking.
Spaghetti, finally again a podium.
Yes, finally.
Since 5 races or so, you scored now a podium.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
When was your last podium? I can't remember. Last season has been much better, of course. Any plans for season 9? Well, we still have 1 race to go. Austin, any plans for next week?
I think P3 or P4 is still on the table, so I'm still fighting for positions, unlike Bera, who's already won.
Well, let's see. I think Berra want to go for another win. If he wins
course.
the next race, then he's maybe one of the most dominant drivers in a season.
He tricked me today. He said we was gonna chill, so I chilled, but he didn't chill, so that's why he won.
Yeah, let's see if he's chilling next week. Yeah, Myth on P2. Yeah, why
Yes.
embarrassing?
Yeah.
Why?
Italian.
Italian.
Italian mentality.
Italian kid.
So you didn't have the pace today, or did you went on the wrong tires?
Ooh, burn.
Oh my god. Absolutely. I went to the wrong tires.
You went for
Of
the wrong
course.
tires.
It's
Yeah.
not my fault. It's the
Bad
game fault.
strategy.
It's the game fault. It's the game fault. I selected socks and gave me win. I selected socks and gave me win. The streets won't forget.
Oh, really? Okay.
What we learned today is that the Inters are the fastest dry tire.
Yeah, it was very hard to see, or very nice to see that the dry tires didn't manage to catch up the intermediate tire runners. Still, it looked like the track is pretty dry, but I think the track wasn't dry, even it looked like it's dry. So I think Yo-Yo had a horrible race, right, Yo-Yo?
No, it was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Well, you had nice fights with the car and the track itself, right?
Mm,
Not nice.
wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, at least you made the nicest slide in the game. Drift F124, you're the winner of that one. And
If he
yeah,
speaks, he's in big trouble. Big trouble.
why?
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Okay. But now, better. Now you got your title. What's next? Where is your teammate to fight for the team championship? Because that's 16 points now. McLaren is leading.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh!
Yeah.
It's over because he is not racing anymore.
Well, it's only 16 points. If the others are crashing out Mattia and Salty, then you're winning the Red Bull team championship.
Yeah, I
Season
might
four.
need to hire someone.
Nation is.
Yeah.
I'm not cashing out alone. That's for sure.
You're not crashing out alone.
Ooh.
You always take somebody with you, right? If you die, never die alone. Like I did once in a while with, who was it? Nexus, I think, was the name of that guy. He died, I survived. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Winner of Season 8. Plans for Season 9 better?
Two-time champ.
2-time.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Why
Yeah,
not?
great.
You have a great pace on F124. And we do have 3 seasons on this beautiful game. So maybe you get a 3-time champion. In
Yes.
one game cycle,
No,
whatever.
I mean, if my competition, it's almost guaranteed.
I tried to bring in some other drivers. I want to have back Angelo and as well Mute, but I'm not sure if Mute is already driving on this game. But let's
Understandable.
Bring him on.
yeah, but let's go back to
Fighting talk.
F123 maybe. But let's
21.
see. 21 was it? I can't remember.
Yeah, by the way, Berra, I didn't want to tell you, but when I saw Jojo staying on pace with us, I knew the softs were fast. And that was like 2 laps before we boxed. So
Why didn't you box then?
yeah, exactly. I was scared. But it was very clear that softs were faster at that point. Because Jojo was with us. Even if he had new types, he had hards on. So
That's where Yo-Yo drove with you guys. 1 or
Yeah,
2
he did.
laps close to you.
yeah, exactly.
At least you had some fun, right?
Yeah.
It was a fun race.
Yeah, for me it was a little bit boring to watch because at the end the gaps have been very
I noticed.
big. And
I even said that.
And I
Where's
thought,
my
yeah,
bullshit enough?
there is not much to
The
say.
sprint was fun.
The dashboard is not working, and yeah, just talk something and yeah, make
For
it a little
me-
bit more spicy next week, please.
For me, that race was a form of torture. Nothing happened. It was so boring.
Well, except the sprint race. You
The sprint
did
was
a
good.
you did a beautiful dive bomb.
Yeah, that was a good dive bomb. That was good.
Overtake
I
of the
don't-
day.
I don't know how I didn't crash into. I don't know who it was. Maybe. Oh, I think it was Tomasito.
Was
So thank you for leaving me the space.
I thought there was 3 cars or something you dumped. You bumped, I think 2 Alpines and Tomasito. Could it be?
No, Zolti was there as well.
Salty as well, so 4 cars.
Yeah.
Carnage.
Carnage, final. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
I
that was
think
good.
I'll leave you alone, guys, so you can chat a little bit, show your POVs, and send in the reports if there are any. But I don't expect any reports because the gaps are too big.
I'm reporting the rain.
Yeah. Wolfrin should report the game, you the rain, and Mattia also the game regarding softs.
Oh,
He
you're
selected
spitting fire
and
right now. You're rapping.
I report the game for acting dry.
Yeah.
well, it looked pretty dry, but it doesn't look like if I watched you're driving on dry tires. It looked like you're driving on ice or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least you had fun. That's the most important. So thank you guys.
Good points.
Again,
GG, Mike.
cheers
Bye,
to
chat.
Bye, Mike.
Bera, and thanks for the donations, Andreas. And
No
take
problem.
care. See you next
See you
week.
Thanks for the stream. See you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Yeah, that was it. A little bit different approach of an interview. Well, Bera is from the north. He didn't cheer too much. He's maybe he need to drink a little bit more beer or something to show the happiness of winning the driver championship title. But I'm sure, yeah, he's happy to won that title. And also, as I said, for next season, season 9, he's a real contender for another win of the driver championship title, because it looks like this game F1 24 is suiting him quite good, and hopefully the other drivers are closing up a little bit the gap to him. But there is still one race to go next week, so see you next week. Hopefully we're going to Texas, beautiful Texas, to Austin, to one of my favorite tracks, to COTA, Circuit of the Americas. And yeah, that was it for today. I wish you a happy week and hopefully see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.